A few weeks ago I had a chat with an acquaintance of mine. He is American and his girlfriend is from Indonesia, and in about a few weeks from now they're going to travel to Southeast Asia, and they're going to have a good time, I assume. But he asked me whether he should prepare, if I remember correctly, if he should prepare a big list of, let's say, things to see, to visit, like sightseeing places and stuff like that, you know. And I told him that he don't need to actually sweat that stuff, you know. It's because during this trip it's not going to be about what places you go or how many places you see, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's certainly nice, but the more important thing is that you actually spend time with each other, and this is more important to an Indonesian girl, yeah, than just to bring her to fancy resorts or fancy places, fancy restaurants and stuff like that. So I told him, no need to sweat it too much. You don't need to worry. Don't prepare a big list of things to see. But if you want to do it, then you need to take the lead. Yeah? And this is the topic of today's video: why Indonesian girls want you to lead them, or why they want a leader in a relationship. And this is quite an interesting and also important topic. I touched on these things in previous videos, but today I want to elaborate a little bit further here, why this is important also for you to understand. Let's go back to my acquaintance in America. So if you really decide to make and prepare an itinerary, okay, no problem, because you need to know, you as a man, you are in charge of the logistics, you know, you lead, you decide, you plan. You don't need to ask her. This is not what you do in Indonesia, basically. So things like, honey, where do you like to go today? Or honey, what are we going to do during our vacation? Yeah? Or honey, what do you like to see tomorrow or the next few days? You don't do this in Indonesia. You as a man, you come up with a plan. You come up with the itinerary. You handle all the logistics, you know, because it is expected from you. Yeah. Anyway, you can try it out, or maybe you tried it already. You can ask this girl anything. You know, what do you like to eat? Where do you want to go today? She will just say, most likely, it's up to you. You know, it's up to you. It's up to you. Where do you want to go today? It's up to you. You know. So this is what you need to know. Yeah, it's very important. You lead. It already starts with approaching the girls. Yeah? You know, Indonesian girls are shy and passive, so you have to initiate the approach before you even get into a relationship. And then later it continues in the relationship, and it also continues with sex, for example. I will touch on these things in a few moments. So regarding the approach, yeah, we discussed this already, also in other videos, and I released videos about this topic, how to approach girls, Indonesian women, and how to even pick them up and stuff like that. Today I would not call this how to pick up Indonesian girls. I know I released a video regarding this, but I wouldn't call it today like picking them up, you know, but it's just how to approach them, you know. Indonesian girls are shy and they are passive. This is all you need to know in the beginning. Now when it comes to relationships, this is very important to know and understand that Indonesian women in general, they expect the man to lead. Yeah, you are the guy who initiates, who takes the initiative, who is guiding, who is planning, who is organizing, who handles the logistics, as we mentioned before. You are the decision maker, basically. Yeah. This is very, very important in Indonesian culture, and especially when it comes to dating, relationships, and dating dynamics. It is expected from you, yeah, because it is also kind of a test, yeah, or like proving if you are able to be a provider, leader, husband, father later on, you know. And also for her, for the girl, it is a sign of seriousness to commit, because when she sees, oh, this guy is leading, he is planning, organizing, so for her it looks he is taking things serious. So this is the subliminal psychology behind it. So it is a sign for her that the guy is serious and wants to commit, most likely, yeah. And when it comes to sex, for example, I remember I shared the story in a previous video. The same thing, you're gonna lead, especially in the beginning. I remember the story, you might remember the story with the Bali girl a few years ago. I met her online, we chatted a little bit back and forth, and I was in the south of Bali, and then the next day I had to move to Ubud, to the center of Bali, you know. And she called me, I told her, today I'm moving, you know. And she asked me whether she can join me on my trip to Ubud. And I found it a little bit weird, you know, because we didn't know each other very well. So, but she wanted to accompany me and join me. So long story short, yeah, we ended up in my bedroom later. And this is the thing with Indonesian girls, you know. Just to give you the short version here and how it works. One thing basically, in my case, led to another thing, yeah. Or one thing leads to another. This is the dynamic, yeah. It needs to be like that. It needs to be directed by you, the whole thing, and it needs to be like outside of her control. This is very important. It's called plausible deniability. Yeah? She needs to rid herself of any guilt and stuff like that. So the whole thing needs to look like that it was just an accident that happened, you know. Even she wanted it also, you know, like in the case with the Bali girl, and there was no issue at all. But everything needs to look like, yeah, things just happened, you know. So this is the mentality of Indonesian girls. This is also the way where they protect themselves, you know, because later they can say, when it comes to sex, you know, like these especially one-night stands and stuff, which happen in Indonesia also, you know. So just want to mention this here. And I also, of course, don't want you to confuse leading, real leading, with just making the woman obey or making her obedient to you, bowing down to her, yeah, the slavish kind of thing, just telling her what to do and she needs to listen to you. This is not about real leadership. This is just playing boss, you know, and making her just second-grade person, right? This is not what leading is about at all in a relationship, in my opinion. Yes, Indonesian women are, again, shy and passive. They are traditional and conservative, and there are also docile women, which is very important to understand. I talked about this in one of my previous videos. This is one of their great traits, actually. They are docile, and that means they are non-confrontational. Yeah, they are not aggressive at all. So if bad things happen or even conflict happens, they are rather non-confrontational. And you could also say Indonesian women are kind of submissive. But the mistake we don't want to make is to take advantage of these actually great feminine traits. Yeah, that would be a big mistake. And then to take advantage of these traits and then just to push her into this like obeying, obedient roles. This is not what Indonesian women really want. And many of them complain also about, or some complain. I receive a lot of comments regarding this. Indonesian women complain about their husbands, their Indonesian husbands, because these guys, they push their own woman into these slavish kind of roles, and Indonesian women really don't like it, Indonesian girls very well understand their role of a woman in the Indonesian society. And therefore it makes them very responsible women, because they understand their role, their position, and what responsibilities are coming with them. Yeah? And Indonesian women strongly are trusting in gender roles, and they are supporting these gender roles, unlike in many Western countries these days, where everything is like kind of dissolving, and falling apart. In Indonesia it's different. Very strong gender roles, very traditional and still very conservative. Yeah. Of course you want to avoid to lead with your wallet. I've done also videos about this in the past. This was also one of my big mistakes in the early beginnings. I thought I have to lead with my wallet. Why was that? It's interesting. I talked about this also before. This is kind of man thinking also, this is the way we are wired, this is the way we are ticking as men, We tend to wanting to impress the women with our status, with our assets, our car, house, job position, job role. Because we men, we derive our sense of self from being seen competent, right? This is very important to us men. We want to be seen as competent guys, capable guys, guys who are skilled, who are qualified, who can fix things, who can find solutions, who can come up with an answer, who can get things done. This is crucial to our identities, to our identity somehow. And maybe therefore we think, we need or we should lead with our wallet, because if we are competent, if we are skilled, if we are capable, if we are qualified, then we make a lot of money, and showing money to a woman is proof of we are being capable. Yeah, in some ways it is kind of true, certainly, but nevertheless, it is, I think, detrimental still, and especially in Indonesia, because you don't need to impress with money or anything. Yeah, but in this very materialistic culture, in our today's consumer culture where money talks, most of the men think they need to lead with their wallet, because unfortunately money degenerated to a universal tool of satisfaction of your needs, right? And money became a sign and proof of so-called success. So I think these two things play an important role, which makes certain men to think they have to lead with their wallet. So, but I hope you understand by now that this is not so important. Again, you don't need to play boss when we are talking about leadership in a relationship with an Indonesian woman. We are not talking about you have to be the boss or play the boss or you have to play Pasha or anything like that. No, you don't need to do that. You also don't need to lead with your wallet. No point of doing that. But what you want to do is to lead with your assertiveness, you know, with your independence and your confidence. These are only 3 traits of leaders, in my opinion. There are more, but these are important traits, especially if you can be assertive, you know, and confident. And you should have an independent mind, you know, independent thinking. Yeah. Because as a leader, if somebody who initiates, who takes the initiative, you will come up automatically with ideas. You are creative, you find solutions, you know, you of course also consult with other people. This is what smart people also do and smart leaders, but you are not waiting to be told what to do or ask all the time, honey, what do you think here and what do you think we should do? That's not her part, it's not her role. That's your job, you know. Yeah, you can come up with a solution, you can think things through, you can present it then to your girlfriend or to your wife, and then you can discuss it together. Because of course, getting her opinion and involving her is, I think, just fair enough. Even Indonesian women would like that, you know. But I also want to share another story here with you to just illustrate when you are a leader, or if you are the leader in your relationship with an Indonesian woman, to what extent actually these women will follow you, yeah, and accommodate you. And it is, I think it was about six years ago now, when I traveled with my now ex-girlfriend or former previous girlfriend to Hong Kong, and there's a big theme park, it's called Ocean Park, and it was the first time for her to Hong Kong. I wanted to show her the city, you know. I lived and worked in Hong Kong. It's one of my favorite cities. So I wanted to show her that place, and I knew Ocean Park already, so I wanted to bring and show her because I assumed she also will like it. So we went there. There are roller coasters and stuff and many other things, you know, but I like roller coasters. So I asked my girlfriend if she wants to join me and to the roller coaster. She said, yes, no problem, we go. And what I could see when we started to ride that thing, that she wasn't well at all. She seemed like really uncomfortable, scared, stiff, you know, like really frightened, you know. And once the ride was finished, she said she will go out now, and because I asked her, because I wanted to continue one more time, and she said, no, I'm going out. I need to leave. And I find it a little bit weird, you know. I mean, I thought she liked it, you know. And later it turned out actually that she hated roller coasters. She was so afraid and scared of roller coasters. But I was not aware of that because she also never told me. And then I asked myself the question, and I also asked her later, hey, baby, why haven't you told me that when I asked you in the first place that you don't like roller coasters? She could have told me, right? No, I don't like these things. I hate these things, actually. I'm afraid I don't want. But she didn't do it. She just followed me inside that roller coaster thing, and she didn't enjoy the ride. And I asked her, so she said, yeah, you know, she didn't really answer the question, you know. But this, I hope, really illustrates to you how far these girls are going, you know. And that actually, this incident also shows how considerate my girlfriend at the time was. She really went out of her way to accommodate me or even to make me happy. You can say actually she sacrificed, you know, but also she cared. And she put herself second, you know. And these are the great traits of good women in Indonesia. This is what she demonstrated there. Even I didn't ask her for anything. I found it now in hindsight remarkable, you know. But this is how far these women go. Yeah. I said, we go now into the roller coaster, and she said, I will follow you. Not because she was obeying me or I asked her to be obedient to me. No, she did this out of her, out of her own. Yeah. This is the dynamic, very interesting, you know. And of course, some of you might now say again, yeah, Marcel, what are you talking about, you know? Other women would do the same. Yeah, certainly. It's a no-brainer. But, you know, this is a channel about Indonesian women. And believe it or not, there are other guys who ask me, hey, Marcel, tell me, what are the traits, what are the characteristics of Indonesian women? That's why I'm doing these videos. And what are these characteristics and traits of Indonesian women? I just told you. Yeah. They are considerate, they are caring, and they are also sacrifice. And there is a difference to Western women, because I know Western women, I dated them. Not all women are the same. Yeah, there are of course similarities, but there are also differences. You know, apples and pears and bananas and pineapples and watermelons, they are all fruits, but there are also differences in shape and color and taste. So it is with women. So people who say, it is the same with all women, sorry to say, these people are intellectually lazy, psychologically tired, and mentally dull. This is a completely mentally dull statement. Yeah, I want to make it very clear here in this video. It's really boring to get these statements, you know, because otherwise there would be no point of doing these videos. And these other guys who are asking me about Indonesian women, why do they ask these questions? Do you think they are stupid guys, stupid people who are not intelligent, who cannot think for themselves? They would not ask these questions if they wouldn't know there are differences, but they haven't figured them out yet. That's why they're asking me. That's why I'm doing these videos. And that's why also I'm consulting with these guys. You know, I'm consulting with a lot of men, you know, from all over the place. Of course, they are from Western countries. They are from Canada. They are from the United States. They are from New Zealand. They are from Europe. You name it, you know. So there is demand, and they want to know how it works with Indonesian women. And these men, they are no babies. They are no teenagers. They are not in their 20s, not even in their 30s. They are guys I'm consulting with, they are almost retired, you know. They build a big house. They are wealthy. They have assets, you know. I'm consulting with one gentleman. He is the CEO of a company in Canada. It's a tech company. I'm not sure how to describe it here, but you know, these are very successful men who are also wealthy, and they know their shit, you know. But, and these, again, they are smart people, you know, but they have discrepancies in other areas of life. So I just want to bring this point home once and forever, yeah, for these guys who really don't get it, you know, who come with these arguments, this is the same with all women. No, it's not, you know. So back to the first story I told you about my acquaintance from the United States. So again, yeah, when you travel with your Indonesian girlfriend somewhere to a foreign country, you don't need to sweat that stuff so much. No need to prepare a big entertainment program list itinerary, you know. The Indonesian woman will be just happy to be with you. This is very similar to other Southeast Asian women. Yeah? They enjoy the presence of you and her together. This is most important to them. Yeah? And everything else is secondary. Trust me, you don't need to impress. Get us out of your mind. You don't need to impress with fancy, expensive things and stuff and all that crap. Yeah. You can do it if you want. Of course, she will appreciate that, okay? But it's not necessary in terms to get her attention or her love or interest or anything. Yeah? We need to get this out of our minds, and at least when it comes to dating Indonesian women. Get rid of this. Yeah? Start to work on that kind of mindset. You are not in America or in Germany or in France or in Belgium or in Canada. Yeah? Indonesian women are different, believe it or not, yeah, in that regards. And this really matters. This is crucial. This is very important. But of course, if you want to surprise her and you book a room in a very expensive 5-star hotel, go ahead and do it. Why not? Because this is also, you know, if you do it from a vantage point of taking care of her and treating her as something special, then I think it's okay. But if you would book a fancy hotel room or fly with her first class to impress her, to get something from her, or just to hope to move up 2 or 3 notches in her books, this is the wrong mindset. This is the complete wrong mindset. But if you love your girl, your wife, your woman, whatever, your partner, and you want to treat her nicely because you think she deserves it, then I think that's the right mindset to do. And then you go ahead, book first class if you can afford it, and book a nice hotel and invite her to a fancy restaurant to also show her that that she is something special. And these women will recognize it, they will appreciate it, you know, of course, because at this moment you will make them feel very special. But very deep inside of these women, they are still feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially if you do it on an ongoing basis, you know. So I think from time to time it's good to create these special moments like with any other woman, you know, but it is not necessary. It's not like in America. I can tell you the story this guy told me, you know, when you go on a date in the United States, he told me, that's not I'm telling you, but he told me that below $100 for dinner, you don't even need to show up, you know. These girls are expected him to pay at least $100 for dinner. This is the mindset of these women there. This is not the mindset of Indonesian women. Yeah? They do not expect you to spend $100 or like 1.5 million rupiah on an expensive dinner. They feel actually very awkward. They would feel awkward and shy, and because they're not used to it anyway. Because when they have dinner, they either cook at home, like my girlfriend, she's a great cook. She cooks at home. He goes to the market and buys her own stuff, and or they go to the Kaki Lima, to the street and get some street food. This is what they're used to, you know. So again, the most important thing for these girls is that you spend time with her, and the time together, yeah, is the most important one. You want to enjoy each other and have a good time. Yeah, this is the most important thing. And to finally, close this video today, I want to end with another great opportunity of leading, in a relationship with an Indonesian woman is if there is a larger age gap, for example. I just want to mention it quickly, which is the case with my current girlfriend. You know, there's an age gap of 19 years. I'm 47. I can say that here. She is 28. And you see, there's another great opportunity for you to lead in the sense of you can be a kind of mentor to her, a coach, a guide, you know, because you have more life experience. And it is highly appreciated by these girls, at least with my girlfriend, because I told you in a previous video that she is a very talented designer. She is making clothes and stuff like that. She's selling it, and now she wants to start her own business again. She wants to get this thing rolling again, and I told her I will assist her with that, of course, financially if necessary, because I believe in her talent, and she is very successful. Actually, she used to be very successful in this business. And I told her I will support you 100%, you know. And then she was really happy to hear that, you know, and told me that she is happy to be guided and taught by me during that process. And I was a little bit surprised about it, because I'm not a business guru, for sure not, you know. I'm not a big business guy. I'm not claiming at all that I know everything about business, but I just want to share with you what she told me and what she kind of is expecting now, you know. And I'm happy to teach her and coach her, you know, whatever is necessary. Whatever I know, whatever I can do, I will support her with. But in return also it makes me happy, right? If she is trusting me and she is happy to accept my offer, right? And she kind of is just waiting for me to teach her and to guide her and to coach her. So, you know, that appeals to my sense of competence and capability and what we talked about earlier, right? So now I feel like a real man. This is like the feeling you get, right? I feel competent now. I feel needed, you know, my girlfriend needs me. Now I can prove my competency, my skills, my qualifications, you know, yeah. And it makes me feel good, I have to admit, you know. These are the dynamics. So, and with that being said, I'm checking out for today. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to your comments. Let's see what you have to say. And then, of course, if you are married to an Indonesian woman, or you are in a relationship with an Indonesian woman, please share your experiences. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Or maybe you have other points you want to mention, important points, you know. So let's go, let's do it. Don't hesitate to comment and share, and I'm gonna see you in one of my next videos. Take care, bye bye.